The market for metals is heating up.
Sean, lithium is one of the big trends you're seeing right now. It has so much life now and moving forward.
The way lithium prices are going, these companies, they're not just mining lithium, they're mining money. It's just tremendous profit potential in there. Demand is so strong that the average forecast is we're about to go into a serious lithium deficit.
Lithium is one of the key components in electric vehicle batteries, and EV sales continue to rev up.
Sales of EVs, they keep going higher and higher. We're seeing a faster and faster pace of EV sales. And so that's really what is driving the lithium supply demand squeeze. Sales going higher and higher, especially in China. China is the leader in all of this. Europe is number two. Thanks to the most recent U.S. tax plan, there's all kind of incentives not only to buy EVs now, but to buy used EVs, which we never had before. So that's probably going to keep things booming here in the U.S.
The price that's watched is the price of lithium carbonate in China, which is essentially the global benchmark. This chart shows how much the price is on the rise. Sean's trading services, Wealth Megatrends, Supercycle Investor, and Resource Trader play to its strength.
All forecasts are that going forward, even with higher lithium costs, the price of batteries will come down. And so within a few years anyway, the cost of buying an electric vehicle will be about the same as buying an internal combustion vehicle. That's one of the things that's probably going to accelerate demand.
And so will tech that makes recharging batteries more efficient. NASA says it may have the answer to ultra-fast EV charging.
NASA says it can use the same technology that it uses in spaceships to cut the amount of time that it takes to charge your EV down to about 5 minutes.
You can't invest in lithium futures like you can with oil, for example, mainly because it's such a new market. But you can invest in the companies that produce lithium. This ETF, ticker symbol SQM, has a Y safety rating of B, a signal to buy.
They have a heck of a dividend, which is variable. They not only produce lithium, they also produce agricultural chemicals. But guess what? We need a lot of those too.
Sigma Lithium Corporation has done well in Sean's model portfolio. It has a new mine coming online in Brazil and possibly the U.S. down the pike.
We already made 200% gains, but we're holding it for more. There are also some junior miners out there which are going to be bringing new mines on. I have a group of 5 that will be bringing new projects online in the next 2 years. And I'm watching those very closely, making recommendations, because those are probably the ones that are going to blast off.
There's not just energy metals to watch, but precious metals.
What are you seeing in the precious metals market that has you quite bullish on it?
You can see cycles in all sorts of things and in all sorts of markets, but especially in precious metals. They are very cyclical beasts. There seems to be a silver squeeze coming on. Silver production will be up this year. Nobody knows how much. Silver is one of the most useful industrial metals we have because it really conducts electricity very, very well. It's used so much in solar power, for example. It does all the little connections that you have in a solar panel.
There are a few ways to get in on the trend. One is through the Global X Silver Miners ETF.
If you want to ride silver stocks, SIL holds the biggest silver miners in the world. There's also the junior miner version of it, which is SILJ. Frankly, some of the miners in there aren't so junior anymore because they keep growing, right? They hold the best miners. That's the nice thing about an ETF. Those companies leveraged to silver could do extraordinarily well.
Sean says gold is at the bottom of a 2-year cycle.
I think we are going to see much higher gold prices next year. That will probably come with a weaker US dollar. That doesn't mean that the dollar is going to become worthless. It's just that it's been on a rampage this year. As the dollar gets weaker, precious metals will look much more attractive. And cyclically speaking, this next year is going to be a great time for those metals.
So now's the time to target investments along for the ride.
Senior analyst Sean Broderick, it is always a pleasure to get your insights. Thank you so much for making time for me today.
Oh, thanks for having me on.